back to my channel. It is your girl, Dutchy. So for today's video, I decided to film the first time tag because I feel like there's a lot of things that you guys don't know about me yet, or maybe you do, I don't know. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers doing this tag recently, so I thought, why not jump on the bandwagon too and share some more of my life with you. All right, let's get it. So I just Googled these questions. If you just Google literally first time tag, this came up as like a 30 question one. Some of the questions are a little bit saucy. I'm not gonna hold back, but then others are just like general information about me that you guys might not know. So let's get it. Question numero uno. First app you check in the morning. The first app I check every morning is Outlook, so my emails. It used to be like Instagram and all my social medias, but now I'm more interested in my emails. I quite often get a lot of emails from my manager. And obviously when brands and stuff want to work with you on Instagram or YouTube or anything, their first point of contact is obviously my email address or my manager's email address, to which I get CC'd in on. Outlook is the first app I check. Then of course closely followed by Instagram, Twitter, Firework, all of those things. First broken bone. I have actually never broken a bone yet, touch wood. And to be honest, I haven't ever really like seriously hurt myself. Like I've twisted my ankle before and like pulled something at gym, but I've never actually really had a proper injury. First foreign country you ever visited? The first foreign country I visited was actually Australia, which is hilarious because I live here now. But for those of you who don't know, I was actually born in Holland. So yeah, my first overseas trip to a foreign country was Australia. My first makeup item would have definitely been mascara. I don't think mum really let me wear makeup till I was like at least year 9, year 10 maybe. But the first thing definitely would have been mascara and nothing else, because obviously it wasn't gonna clog those teenage pores or anything. And honestly, to this day, mascara, I obviously have eyelash extensions, but mascara is probably like my favorite makeup item. My first plane ride would have been over to Australia when I was a little baby, coming over to Australia for the first time from Holland when I was, oh God, I would have been very, very young. No! You guys, I literally just deleted my questions. I am such a dickhead. No, I just had them open on my notes. Oh, okay, iPhone, you need to get this sorted. I hate accidentally deleting a note. There is no, are you sure you want to delete this? It just freaking deletes. Ugh, no undo button either. I take that back. I didn't realize there was a recently deleted in your notes. Maybe this is a new thing, but I got them, sisters. First ever tape or CD. Oh, my first ever tape would definitely have been something along the lines of S Club 7 or High 5. And I had this little gray and aqua tape set. Oh my gosh, that takes me back. Yeah. First car. My first car is the one that I still have to this day. I bought it off my parents. It was just a family car. It's a white Toyota Corolla named Lola. She is seriously the best little car. Can't fault her other than the fact that she doesn't have Bluetooth. But no, she's a cute little car, or cruise control. But you know, it's fine. We'll get there one day. But she's the best little car. I would seriously recommend a Toyota, especially Corolla, to anyone as a first car or as a car in general. My first celebrity crush. Ooh. Honestly, that I can remember, Nathan from High 5. High 5's like this Australian children's show, and there's like 5 of them, and they do like different scenes together, and they do like singing and dancing and acting and all of this. Other than that, I like massive celebrity, and my first crush probably would have been like Zac Efron or something. First time I got into trouble at home and school. The first time I got into trouble at school was honestly traumatic. My mum had like made me up a bottle of water and a bottle of cordial as well, like cordial for recess and lunch and whatever. And I think it was, I don't know if it was my first day, but it was one of my first days at school in prep. And I went to open my bag after recess or something. Obviously I'd been running around with it, and the cordial got everywhere, like actually everywhere in my bag, and like I got told off for it because I was taking too long at my bag, and my teacher came over and she was asking me what I was doing, and I started crying because there was cordial all through my bag, and she sent me home because I was crying and I had cordial all through my bag. I guess that's not really getting in trouble, but that was like the first thing at school that I could remember. One time in high school, one of my best mates and I literally went down to the cafeteria or canteen, like halfway through a biology class, and sat there for like half an hour just eating potato cakes, and then just strolled back up into class, and the teacher didn't even realize we'd been gone for that long. It was, yeah, a good time. First time I was allowed to put makeup on. I think mum let me wear like light makeup for school socials and things like that. Just like a little bit of like mineral foundation and mascara and like lipstick and stuff probably. But probably the first like official time with like proper makeup would have been like year 10 graduation, I think. Oh, the first YouTuber I subscribed to. That really takes me back. I honestly can't even remember creating my YouTube account. I can't be 100% certain, but I'm presuming it would have been one of the OGs, probably Jenna Marbles, I'd say. Closely followed by Liza Koshy. First boyfriend or girlfriend. My first proper boyfriend was in high school. I was in year 9, he was in year 8, and we dated for like 9 months or something. That was my first like serious official one. And yeah, he was super tall and blonde and beachy, I guess, and sporty and funny and attractive. Just everything you want in a high school boyfriend, I guess. Yeah, he was super tall and cute and like beachy. Like he had like blonde hair, super funny, super sporty, super attractive. And at the time, honestly, I don't know if this was actually the case or not, but because he was a year level below me, I always like remember feeling so lucky and privileged and whatever to be dating him, because I felt like all the girls, or like half of the girls in his year level, were all like crushing on him and wanted to be with him, and I was always like, why did you choose me? Like, why are you dating me? I can't believe it. Like, I didn't think I was anywhere near as attractive or funny or anything as him. But yeah, I even felt like girls in my level were like, oh my god, it's so hot, you know? This is just my pubescent brain being crazy, I don't know. But yeah, he was super cool. We're still mates, we still chat now actually. But yeah. My first ever mobile phone was literally a Nokia brick phone. My uncle, it was a hand-me-down from my uncle actually. Absolutely frothed it, loved it, had Snake on it, thank you very much. Yeah, honestly, brick phone, could not break that. Dropping that on the ground broke the concrete, not the phone. I bet half of y'all have never owned a phone that had no internet access on it, that was black and white. My first fear, definitely and still is spiders. I am terrified of spiders. Big spiders, not small spiders. I can't even remember my first encounter or why I have a fear of them. Obviously they're disgusting and big and bleh. But yeah, my first fear that I remember having is spiders for sure. First internet activity. Why does that sound so sus? My first internet activity would have to be either MSN, Club Penguin, Yahoo Chat, something along those lines. MSN and Club Penguin probably happened around the same time. Oh my god, the memes! I miss MSN. Can we like bring MSN back? Honestly, I would love to talk to people on MSN every night again, like the old days, like the dial-up days where you could only be on the internet when your mum or dad didn't need to use the home phone because of dial-up, and you couldn't do 2 things at once. Only 90s kids would understand. My first official job was in a cake baking like place. It was called Country Cakes. I basically just worked out the back with a bunch of girls, and we would package up orders. Like, so if people ordered slices and cakes and muffins and things for parties or weddings, we would just package them up out the back, do the dishes, put stock away, that sort of thing. I kind of had 2 first jobs at once. We love a hardworking queen. Was in a fish and chip shop, serving, doing the dishes, doing everything. First language. Funnily enough, my first language is actually Dutch, technically, because that was the first language I learnt as soon as I was born. My parents both spoke to me in Dutch. I spoke Dutch as a baby, but then obviously I came over to Australia quite young. I was about 18 months old. And then when I came to live in Australia, my mum and obviously all my other Australian relatives began speaking to me in English. So then I obviously picked up English. But my dad would continue to speak Dutch to me as well. So technically Dutch is my first language if we want to get technical with the first language I actually learnt and spoke. But then ever since moving to Australia, I've spoken English. So First musical instrument, probably recorder if you can count that as music class, things you learn in music class. But my first actual musical instrument that I would go to classes for a couple of years was the piano. My first pet was a goldfish named Goldie. Yeah, had many Goldies too, because I don't know what happened. They just kept on dying and we just kept burying them or flushing them down the toilet and replacing them and then calling them Goldie. And then I called one Blackie because it had black around one eye, but it was still a goldfish. Yeah, I think it also had like a little black bit on its tail or fin. My first piercing was my first in my ears in year 8 or year 9, I can't remember. 2 of my friends pierced my second, so that went well. It actually, funnily enough, went better than my first piercing because the lady that did my piercing, can't remember which ear it's on, but the proper lady that did my actual first messed it up. Like, hang on. See how like that's not right? It's kind of like one slit. And then this is the other one. Also, yes, I'm aware I have tiny ears. Thank you. But yeah, first and seconds there and they're fine. So yeah, 2 of my high school gal pals literally did a better job on my ear piercing. My first tattoo. Oh, I have 2 and I actually got them done at the same time. I have this one here on my wrist that says now. It looks a bit funny because I've had my Apple Watch on there. So that's literally the first of 2 tattoos that I have, and that was just to signify, obviously, just to live in the now, to like, if not now, when, that sort of thing. And then on the same day, so it kind of counts as well, I got one here that says grow, and honestly, to me that's just a reminder to keep growing as a person, to never get stuck in one place for too long, that change is important, all of those sorts of things. Whenever I wear like a t-shirt and you can see like grow and now, people always think they're linked, obviously, because they're like the same font, and I don't know, like I guess it could be, but it's not. They're completely different tattoos, but people interpret things in different ways, so yeah. Also, I have so many more tattoo ideas. I want so many more tattoos. Just need the money and the time and to find a really, really good tattoo artist. So my first thought this morning, I think my first thought this morning was that I'm gonna film the first time tag today. We love a working class gal. My first voluntary kiss where I knew it was actually gonna happen was with my first official primary school boyfriend called Alex. We were playing Truth or Dare with a bunch of our friends on the steps at school, and obviously being primary school children, someone was like, oh my god, I dare you two to kiss. So we did a little, and that was my first kiss. My first heartbreak. Oof, goodness, getting deep here, fellas. My first heartbreak was with that first official high school boyfriend. As I said, we dated for like 9 months, which in high school is like a big deal. Like, I don't know about you. I'm not talking about people that get together in like year 10, year 11, and year 12 and they're still together now. It was literally like a year 8, year 9 relationship for like 9 months. And it was like full on, like we were together a lot. We spent like all of our time together. We had a lot of our firsts together. I don't know, it was just kind of special. And yeah, it broke my heart, and that was a bad time. Like, obviously experiencing your first heartbreak isn't great at any age. I'm glad I went through it early-ish, like young-ish, so that I know that if I ever get my heart broken again, I will, not be prepared for it. It is awful, and I actually can't describe how painful it is, but knowing that I've been through it and can get through it is fantastic, but it hurts. And I was so sad, and it didn't end badly. He was just moving to Melbourne because he had super like big sport commitments and dreams and things, which was fine. Like, nothing bad actually happened. It was just that he was moving away and I would virtually never really see him, or he would never get the time to come down. And if I had time to go up there, which is hard when you're young and you don't have a license or a car or anything, it was just not gonna work. And it hurt both of us. We both cried when we broke up, and ended up making out after we broke up for like half an hour later because we lived so close to each other. But yeah, and then yeah, it was just a super hard time, obviously, because we had school together. A lot of our friends were the same, and it was just like a break, and it just had to be a clean break because he was leaving. Like, there was nothing we could do, and it took me a long time to get over it. I won't lie. I loved him. Like, I fucking loved him. My first sexual experience, this probably leads on really well from the previous heartbreak question, was with my high school boyfriend. I think we had a lot of our firsts together, but he was definitely the first person that I was super like sexual with, other than myself. Wow. And it was good to like learn together, I guess. I suppose being super young, we were just super inquisitive, and there were so many close calls and we got in trouble so many times. I actually wonder if he would be down for a video with me one day, because it would be kind of funny to relive our moments, because obviously we were like cheeky little teenagers, like trying to like run around and like hook up here or like experiment here, and yeah. Ah, good times, good times. The first person I sent a text to today was my manager. First thing I do every morning, other than checking my emails and my socials, I literally get up and go to the toilet without fail every damn morning. There you go. The first time I got a speeding ticket, oh, this is a story time in itself. Just real quick, I got my first speeding fine in 2017. However, I didn't find out about it until this year, 2019, when I came out to my car from being at work all day with a sheriff sticker on my window saying that I had unpaid speeding fines, and to avoid getting my car literally towed or the wheel clamped, I had to pay them immediately. And I was like, what fine? Because I hadn't received anything at the house I'm living at now. And then I thought, okay, maybe the address is still, I don't know, with my old home, like my family home in Bendigo. So I called my mum, and the sheriff had already called her somehow, I don't know why, but she got in contact with my mum, and mum was like, yeah, so you do have a fine. It got sent to the wrong house. It got sent to a house in a town, like a remote town in Victoria that I've never even been to, and apparently it had obviously been sitting there in their mailbox for, well, 2 years. And yeah, I had racked up late fees. It ended up being, it was like a tiny fine. It was one demerit, and it was like, I don't know, 5 Ks over the speed limit, like nothing crazy. Should have been like, I don't know, a $200 fine. Ended up being like $480 because of late fees. So me being me, paid it straight away. Like they'd already put a sticker on my window. I didn't know how long I had to like appeal it, or like I didn't want to get my wheel clamped. I live in Geelong. I literally have no family here. They're all in Bendigo or Melbourne. No one's close. Like all my housemates work during the day. Like I would have had no one to come and pick me up. So I paid it, and then I appealed to try and get, I don't know, like the late fees like revoked or whatever. And then they were like, sorry, there's not much we can do once you've paid it. And I was just like, ugh. So yeah, it was a bad time. Needless to say, don't speed, kids. It's not fun. But yeah, that's my first speeding fine, and hopefully only, and had no idea about it till 2 years later, when you get a whopping big fee. And the fact that it wasn't even my fault that it had gone to the wrong house, like Vic Roads or someone in the back had obviously put in the wrong address, and I still had to pay. Honestly, I shouldn't have paid it, but I got stressed out and I didn't want my car wheels to be clamped. So story time with Dutchy. Maybe I should do like a full video on that. I don't know. My first YouTube video. I don't particularly want to draw attention to this, but hey, it's part of the tag. I haven't privated any of my first videos because I'm all about believing in personal growth and trusting the process and seeing how far you've come from the beginning to the end, or wherever you are. So it's there. I'm not gonna put any sort of clip in, but it's there if you wanna see it. As I said, I'm never gonna private them. I understand why some people do, I guess. It's embarrassing, but at the same time, like, what's the point in like personal growth and like seeing how can you see how far you've come if you don't have where you started from? That sort of thing. I think it's important to see that and have that out there. So yeah, as embarrassing as it is, go for your life. And lastly, my first celebrity interaction, my first celebrity experience, like proper celeb, was at Coachella. It was with KJ Appa from Riverdale, so Archie, if you guys don't know, and he's also from New Zealand. So I thought, hey, we could probably bond over the fact that we're neighbours. I live in Australia, he lives in New Zealand, just a hop, skip and a jump across the water. So instead of going up, introducing myself, I don't know, saying, oh my God, I love the show, anything else, I go up to KJ with my best friend Tori, and I say, hi, We're Australian. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I did that. Yep, she did that. Ooh, she did that. So that was embarrassing, and I won't lie, we actually did have a good chat after that. He wasn't awkward, he didn't like laugh or anything. He was obviously having the time of his life at Coachella, as we all were. And we ended up having like a good chat. And then, cause I was being that person that didn't want to go straight up to a celeb and be like, can we take a photo? Can we take a photo and just leave? I was enjoying having this actual conversation with him and like 2 of the other people from Riverdale as well, because I didn't want to go straight up and be like, can I have a photo, and then walk away, which I should have just done. It probably didn't even matter to him, because then I was like, after probably, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 minutes of talking, I was like, oh, can like I bother you for a photo? And he was like, yeah, of course. And we went to take one, and then he got a phone call from someone else that he was meeting up with at Coachella, and then he found them, and then he ran away and like was with them, which is completely fine. It's my fault. Should have just asked for a photo straight up. I was being too nice of a fan. And then apparently I didn't see it, Tori saw it. Later on, obviously we weren't gonna follow him around like a creep, because I just don't have that in me. I'm not that sort of fangirl. He was leaving to go into like the VIP area, which is like invite only. And when he was going, he turned around to look for us. Tori caught his eye and he was like, sorry. Like, sorry for running away, and bless his heart. Honestly, KJ. Anyway, I guess it's just a story to tell. I am honestly so embarrassing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I definitely enjoyed sharing more of my life with you. I feel like a lot of the time I do touch a lot of things on the surface, but never really go deeper. So I'll be doing a lot more of these, because you guys are like family to me, and I want to share my life with you. Obviously keep some things personal, but share as much of my life with you as I can. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.